Have you ever wondered what real strength looks like? No, I'm not talking about how much you can bench press at the gym or how tough you appear under pressure. I'm talking about quiet strength, the kind that doesn't make noise, doesn't need to prove itself, but still keeps you standing tall when life throws its biggest storms your way. Picture this. You wake up every morning, even when you're exhausted, and you keep going when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. You remain steady. This isn't the flashy strength you see in action movies. It's the quiet victories, the kind of strength you might not even realize you have. Today, we're not talking about the obvious traits you associate with strength. Instead, I'll share 7 subtle signs that prove you're truly strong. Ready to uncover the unshakable power within you? Let's dive into this journey together. 1. You face your fears head-on. Facing your fears isn't something everyone can do, but you're different. If you choose to stare fear in the face instead of turning away, that's proof you're truly strong. Strength isn't about never being afraid. It's about how you respond when fear shows up. You understand that fear isn't the enemy. It's a challenge, and you don't back down from challenges. Think back to the last time you faced your fears. Maybe it was speaking in front of a crowd, taking on a risky project, or starting over after a setback. Even with your heart racing and your hands shaking, you stepped forward, one step at a time. And what happened? Not only did you conquer the fear, but you also uncovered a newfound confidence and strength within yourself. Stoic philosophy reminds us, fear isn't a barrier, it's a stepping stone. When you face your fears, you don't just overcome them, you move closer to opportunities, growth, and the best version of yourself. Each time you say, "I've got this," you're not only defeating fear, but also inspiring those around you. Real strength isn't about never being scared, it's about how you rise despite it. Strong people don't let fear block their path. They understand that the whispers of doubt, "What if you fail?" or "What if you're not good enough?" aren't truths but tests of their resolve. Instead of letting those whispers hold them back, they use them as fuel to keep moving forward. So, if you're someone who chooses to face your fears, be proud. It's not just a sign of bravery, it's proof that you're capable of overcoming anything. Every time you confront fear, you're building resilience and becoming a stronger, more empowered version of yourself. And that's the ultimate sign of true strength. 2. You take responsibility for your actions. Taking responsibility for your actions is one of the clearest signs of true strength. It's not about perfection or never making mistakes. It's about owning up to them when they happen. And if you're someone who does this, let me tell you, you're stronger than you realize. Think about it. How many people avoid responsibility? They point fingers, blame their circumstances, or make excuses to protect themselves from criticism. It might feel easier in the moment, but it ultimately holds them back. Not you. You have the courage to look in the mirror and say, "This one's on me." That's not just strong, it's extraordinary. When you take responsibility, you're doing something powerful. You're reclaiming control over your life. Instead of being a victim of outside forces, you're saying, "I have the power to make things right." Every mistake becomes a lesson, every misstep an opportunity to grow. That's resilience, that's wisdom, and that's what sets you apart. Let's not forget, owning up to your actions earns respect. When people see that you're willing to admit when you're wrong and work to fix it, they trust you more. They admire your honesty and integrity. You inspire them because you're showing them what real strength looks like, not avoiding failure, but learning from it. Stoic philosophy reminds us that strength lies in how we respond to life's challenges. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." By taking responsibility, you're choosing to grow instead of staying stuck. You're choosing to use your flaws and mistakes as building blocks for something greater. So the next time you reflect on your choices and take accountability, remind yourself that's not just a sign of strength. It's a testament to your character. You're proving that you're not just surviving, but thriving. You're showing that you're not afraid to face yourself and improve. That, my friend, is what makes you a truly strong person. Keep doing what you're doing. You're inspiring more people than you know, simply by being you. 3. You set boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries are the unsung heroes of living a strong, balanced life. If you're someone who knows how to set boundaries and stand by them, understand that you're doing one of the bravest things most people struggle to do. Boundaries aren't about pushing people away. They're about creating space for you to become the best version of yourself. Think about the last time you had to say no to something, even when you knew it might disappoint someone. Maybe you declined an invitation to a party because you needed to recharge after a long week. Or perhaps you turned down extra responsibilities at work because your plate was already full. At first, you might have felt a pang of guilt, but later you realized that your decision preserved your peace and allowed you to focus on what truly mattered. This not only showed that you value your time and energy, but also sent a clear message to those around you. You respect yourself. Philosophy teaches us that happiness comes from self-mastery, and self-mastery begins with setting boundaries. Strong people understand that they can't pour into others if their own cup is empty. They prioritize themselves so that when they give, it comes from a place of abundance, not exhaustion. That doesn't mean setting boundaries is easy. Sometimes people will push back, guilt-trip you, or accuse you of changing. But strong people don't cave under pressure. They hold firm because they know that saying yes to everything is the fastest way to burn out. Here's the magic. When you set boundaries, the wrong people will fall away, but the right ones will step up. These are the people who respect your strength and value the healthiest, most focused version of you. Boundaries don't make you selfish. They make you wise. They allow you to prioritize what truly matters, nurture meaningful relationships, and protect your inner peace. If you're someone who dares to say no when necessary, creating space for the things that fulfill you, take pride in that. You're not just safeguarding yourself, you're showing the world that you know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're headed. That, my friend, is true strength. 4. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but if you can face it, you are truly strong. Strength doesn't mean pretending you have everything under control. It means being brave enough to say, "I'm not okay," or "I need help." That doesn't make you weak. It makes you authentic. Think about the last time you felt overwhelmed, whether it was a project that pushed you to your limits or an unexpected challenge in life. Instead of suppressing your emotions and pretending everything was fine, you opened up to a trusted friend. You shared your worries, and what you received in return wasn't judgment, but support. That's when you realized that admitting vulnerability not only relieved the pressure, but also opened the door to understanding and connection. Stoic philosophy reminds us we can't control what happens around us, but we can control how we respond to it. When you admit you're not perfect, you free yourself from the burden of pretending, paving the way for personal growth. Vulnerability is the beginning of change. It's how you recognize that imperfections are not signs of failure, but parts of your journey to becoming better. What's important is knowing that not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. You choose wisely, not because you're closed off, but because you respect your emotional well-being. That's a sign of strength. The strongest people aren't afraid to share their stories or show their scars. They know that each scar is a testament to resilience, a chapter in their story of overcoming adversity. If you've ever thought you needed to carry everything on your own, remember, it's okay to say you need help. It's okay to admit you can't do it alone. That's not weakness, it's courage. In vulnerability, you find not only freedom, but also the strength to transform your inner world. And you, yes, you, are living proof of that strength. 5. You keep going when life gets tough. Perseverance is one of the clearest signs of true strength. When life gets hard, the easiest thing to do is stop, give up, or let the circumstances overwhelm you. But you don't do that. You choose to keep going, no matter how tough the road becomes, and that choice proves you're far stronger than you may realize. Imagine a marathon runner. They know there will be grueling stretches. Their legs ache, their breath feels like it might give out. But instead of stopping, they focus on putting one foot in front of the other. That's you when life throws challenges your way. A lost job, a failed relationship, or a dream that feels out of reach. You don't let those obstacles define you. Instead, you say, "This isn't the end. There's still more for me ahead." Stoic philosophy teaches us that what matters is not what happens, but how you respond to it. When you persevere, you're not just confronting adversity, you're transforming those challenges into stepping stones for growth. Perseverance doesn't mean running at full speed or achieving everything immediately. It's about not stopping, even when your progress feels too small to notice. That's true resilience, a strength rooted in your belief in yourself and your ability to overcome anything. There will be days when it feels like all your efforts are in vain, but remember, it's in those moments that your greatest strength shines, the ability to push through when it's hardest. A strong person isn't someone who never stumbles, it's someone who rises after every fall. You've done it before, and each time you do, you become more resilient and ready to take on whatever comes next. If you're walking a rough road right now, remind yourself that every step forward matters. Each time you choose not to give up, you're not just moving closer to your goal, you're building a stronger, more admirable version of yourself. And that's what true strength is, not in achieving it all, but in never giving up. 6. You lift others up. Lifting others up is an act of true strength, but not everyone has the courage to do it. In a world where competition is often celebrated over collaboration, offering support can be misunderstood as a sign of weakness. But if you've ever celebrated someone else's success, extended a helping hand without expecting anything in return, you've already demonstrated a rare and remarkable kind of strength. I once knew a friend who helped a younger colleague at work. She didn't have to do it. There was no direct benefit to her, but she saw potential in her colleague and willingly mentored and encouraged him every step of the way. The result? Not only did the younger colleague succeed, but she also built a deep, trusting relationship and created a positive environment for them both to thrive. Stoic philosophy reminds us we rise by lifting others. Strong people understand that strength isn't about overshadowing others to shine. It's about creating opportunities for mutual growth. They know that by encouraging others, they build trust and foster a community where everyone feels valued and supported. Supporting others doesn't mean sacrificing your own happiness. Boundaries are essential. You can't lift others up if you're running on empty yourself. But when you find balance, when you support others while maintaining your own strength, you become a beacon of inspiration for those around you. True strength isn't just about achieving your goals, it's about how you help others achieve theirs. Every time you take a moment to listen to someone, encourage their dreams, or simply believe in their potential, you're making a bigger impact than you realize. You're not just helping them overcome challenges, you're building a legacy of kindness, trust, and resilience. If you've ever lifted someone up, be proud. You're proving that strength isn't in competition, but in collaboration and support. Keep spreading encouragement. Keep believing in others. Because when we lift each other up, there's nothing we can't achieve. You are the embodiment of the strength this world needs more of. 7. You stay true to yourself. Staying true to yourself is one of the most powerful acts you can undertake in life. In a world constantly pushing societal pressures, endless comparisons, and overwhelming expectations, choosing to embrace your true identity is both a challenge and an act of remarkable courage. It's a bold declaration that you value authenticity over conformity and self-respect over fleeting approval. It's a mark of true strength, a clear sign that you know who you are and refuse to compromise on your principles. Imagine yourself in a group of friends where everyone seems to agree on something that clashes with your values or beliefs. The easier route would be to nod along, to go with the flow, and to avoid potential conflict. But instead, you muster the courage to voice your perspective. Even knowing your opinion might not be popular, you choose integrity over convenience. That single act requires strength and demonstrates a profound commitment to staying true to yourself. You're not swayed by external pressures, nor do you allow the noise of the crowd to dictate your actions. Stoic philosophy teaches us an essential truth. No one can control your thoughts but you. This timeless wisdom highlights the foundation of authenticity. When you stay true to yourself, you gain an unparalleled sense of inner peace. Decisions become clearer because they stem from a place of self-awareness and conviction. This peace becomes the bedrock upon which you build your life, enabling you to navigate challenges and uncertainties with resilience and confidence. Staying true to yourself, however, is not about being stubborn or unyielding. It's not about rejecting all external influences in the name of independence. Instead, it's about striking a balance, being honest with yourself while remaining open to growth. Strong individuals understand the importance of adaptability, but they also know their boundaries. They recognize what aligns with their values and what does not. True strength lies in this discernment, knowing when to compromise and when to stand firm. Consider the moments when you've had to make a choice that went against popular opinion or societal norms. Perhaps you turned down an opportunity that didn't align with your principles, even though it seemed lucrative, or maybe you chose a less conventional path in your career or personal life, knowing it was the right fit for you despite others' skepticism. These decisions reflect extraordinary strength because they are rooted in authenticity. They demonstrate your willingness to live a life true to yourself, rather than one shaped by the expectations of others. Living authentically is not just a personal act, it's a source of inspiration for those around you. In a world where conformity often feels like the default, staying true to yourself becomes a beacon of hope. Your authenticity encourages others to embrace their unique identities, reminding them that they don't have to sacrifice who they are to be accepted or valued. It's important to recognize that staying true to yourself doesn't mean isolating yourself from others. Choosing to embrace solitude or spending time reflecting on your values is not the same as cutting off meaningful connections. Stoic philosophy reminds us of the importance of balance. Solitude provides space for introspection and growth, while relationships offer opportunities to share and amplify your values. True strength comes from harmonizing these two aspects of life. If you've ever felt the weight of societal pressure or the urge to fit in at the expense of your authenticity, remember this: your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Never trade your identity for temporary approval. The world needs the real you, not a version shaped by others' expectations. By staying true to yourself, you're not just becoming stronger, you're contributing to something greater. You're showing others that authenticity is not only valuable, but also transformative. So if you find yourself prioritizing your principles, embracing moments of solitude, and rejecting the need for constant validation, congratulations. You're part of a rare group of individuals who understand the power of authenticity. Instead of seeking fulfillment in shallow interactions, you've chosen to find strength in self-awareness and self-respect. Remember, your authenticity is not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to the world. Every time you make a choice that aligns with your values, every time you inspire someone by living your truth, you're creating a ripple effect of courage and integrity. As you continue on your journey, always remember that staying true to yourself, whether in solitude or in connection with others, is the greatest strength of all. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. And in doing so, you're proving that authenticity is irreplaceable. Keep shining as the unique individual you are. You're making the world a better, more authentic place.